You're standing at the gate with the fluorescent hum of the display above, the smell of coffee and jet fuel drifting through the crowd, and your boarding pass in your hand, Group 25, while people in front of you are streaming down the jet bridge. That tiny number suddenly feels like a locked door. Your heart speeds up because you've read stories of full overhead bins, gate-checked bags, and long waits once the cabin door closes. Calmly, let's work through what those boarding group words and numbers actually mean for you, and what you can do at home or at the gate to turn a stressful boarding into a smooth one. I'll walk you through how to confirm your boarding group before you leave, what the airline is trying to accomplish with staggered boarding, the realistic costs and risks if you ignore it, and the cheapest, safest steps to board faster.
If your flight happens to be cancelled or delayed, Compensair will help you get compensation for the inconvenience and get your money back without wasting time on red tape. Get a refund for your cancelled flight right.
First, where to check your boarding group. The fastest place is your mobile boarding pass or the printed pass at check-in. Your group or zone is usually listed near the barcode or seat assignment. If it's not obvious, open the airline app's flight details. Apps often show a boarding order or zone label. At the airport, watch the gate display or ask the gate agent when you approach the desk. If someone tells you you'll board in Group X, repeat it back and check your pass right away so you're not surprised later. Second, timing. Boarding typically starts 30-50 minutes before departure on domestic flights and can be earlier for large international jets. If you want to avoid being last in line, be at your gate at least 25-35 minutes before departure. That gives you time to confirm your group, line up, stow your personal item, and answer any gate questions. If you have a connecting flight or tight schedule, aim to be at the first gate at the earliest suggested time. 30 minutes before boarding begins is safer. Now the why. Boarding groups are a traffic control system, not a popularity contest. Imagine a moving truck. If everyone tried to wedge boxes into the tailgate at once, you'd have chaos, delays, and crushed boxes. Airlines divide passengers into groups to load passengers, luggage, and seats in a sequence that keeps the aisle clear and minimizes double handling of bags. First and special groups get on to protect delicate passengers and to load bulkhead and closet storage. Later groups keep people from standing in the aisle while others stow bags. Because different airlines use different systems, some board back to front, some by zones, some by seat rows, and some by loyalty, you'll see a mix of labels. Group 1/Pre-board/Priority/Zone A/Rows 1 to 10. Pre-boarding and priority groups, elite status, customers with paid priority, premium cabin, or families with small children go first. Then come various numbered groups, often arranged by seat row or by fare type. Read the gate map or the airline's boarding rules online if you're curious. It's usually spelt out on the carrier's website. What happens if you ignore the process? The realistic risks are straightforward. Your carry-on may be forced to be gate-checked, which means walking off the plane without it and waiting at baggage claim later. Expect gate check handling times of 20-60 minutes and a non-zero chance of delay or damage. Many airlines don't charge for voluntary gate checking, but if the agent decides to gate check your bag because the bin is full, you could face a fee on low-cost carriers. Cost ranges. Paid priority boarding runs roughly $5, $40 on domestic routes, and $10, $80 internationally, depending on carrier and route. Seat selection for a forward row can be $0, $75. A checked bag typically ranges $25, $45 for the first bag on domestic US flights. Worst case. You miss a tight connection because the boarding shuffle delayed the process, which could mean rebooking fees or long waits for the next flight. Here are 7 practical, inexpensive ways to get on faster or avoid the worst outcomes. 1. Confirm your group at check-in and on the airline app. If the app shows no group, ask a gate agent and get their name if it matters. Screenshot your boarding pass so you have the number even if your phone signal drops. 2. If you want earlier boarding without paying, choose a seat closer to the front when you check in. Free seat maps sometimes open at 24 hours before departure. Set an alarm to choose an aisle or front row seat that often boards in earlier groups. 3. Travel with a compliant personal item that fits under the seat so you avoid overhead bin fights. A slim backpack or tote is the cheapest speed hack. 4. Pack a collapsible day bag inside your carry-on. If the bins are full, you can fold out your day bag and wear it, keeping valuables with you without blocking the aisle. 5. Arrive at the gate early. Even a 5-minute advantage in line position can place you in front of the bins for a spot. 6. Status or credit card perks. Many credit cards and frequent flyer programs include complimentary priority boarding. Check your benefits. Sometimes a simple phone call to your carrier or online check-in will award a free upgrade to a priority group if seats allow. If the overhead bins are full when you board, gate agents will often ask for volunteers to check bags. If you must avoid gate checking, offer to put small items under the seat in front of you and keep them there. Many useful links can be found in the description. A very common question: should you buy priority boarding? If you travel with a single small bag and don't care about overhead space, no. If you always carry a full-size roller or need the overhead bin guarantee, priority boarding can pay for itself. Expect to weigh the cost against the value of keeping your bag. On many short domestic trips, buying priority for $10, $25 can be cheaper and less stressful than risking a checked bag or gate check fee. Always compare that to the cost of reserving a forward seat. Sometimes a $9 seat selection will get you early boarding without the priority label. Now for one of the misleading upsells to watch for. Some booking sites and airline checkouts will bundle priority boarding with baggage or seat selection and present it as a limited-time necessity. The truth is, most airlines let you buy priority separately or pick a seat up front for the same price, or you may already have it through a credit card perk. Don't accept the add-on as a default. Expand the checkout options, uncheck the extras, and look for Buy Priority Only or Seat Selection as separate options. If a third-party site hides the separate price, call the airline's customer service to buy only the exact benefit you want. One more gate-side tactic that works surprisingly often. If you are in a later group, but the cabin is mostly empty and your carry-on is small, approach the gate agent with a calm question. Any chance I can step aboard early? I have a tight connection / young child / medical need. Agents have discretion and often will allow a single passenger to board early if it doesn't disrupt the sequence. Be polite, concise, and truthful. Gate agents are far more likely to help someone who makes a clear case. A short checklist for the day of travel. Screenshot your pass. Confirm group number. Choose a front seat at check-in if you want earlier boarding. Carry a compliant personal item. Arrive 25-35 minutes before departure. and skip unnecessary add-ons at checkout. If the bins fill and you're told to gate check, ask if the checked bag will go to your final destination, important on connections, and request a tag with a barcode so you can track it. To recap, boarding groups are there to keep the aisle clear and the plane loading efficiently. They matter most when overhead bin space is limited or when you have a tight connection. You don't usually need to pay to get a good outcome. Smart seat choice, early arrival at the gate, and a compact personal item are the cheapest ways to board faster. When buying priority boarding or seat selection, compare prices and use any credit card or status perks first. Avoid surprise add-ons by unchecking extras at checkout and calling the airline if the booking site hides prices. If you found this helpful, please hit like and subscribe for more practical airport and travel tips. Small habits at the gate save time, money, and stress. Thanks for watching, and have a smooth flight.